It's 12:07 on the 24th of October 2023, and unfortunately, I'm experiencing retaliatory, exacerbatory crime by individuals that are still, since 2006, offending good name, character, and reputation while enjoying the fruits of my labour, the health and wealth recovery of 2019 that originated from my humanitarianism and that originated from over 20 years, as I said, of research, recovery, advocacy, and practice with young people and with old people. The young and the old have benefited from my profession, my practice, and my credentials, and it has been a pleasure to practice and recover the health and wealth that was being contaminated and dirtied and damaged and soiled in these circumstances in Ireland. So it's quite dangerous that I'm experiencing crime when I've been of huge crime prevention. As I've mentioned, I've been with 3 state departments. I'm going to have to keep reiterating that I have worked with agriculture, education, and social protection. And the very fact that 2 representatives of the Garda Síochána came upon me without the issues that were relayed being present and that are requiring prerequisites, former care orders, etc. The fact that I have the protection of having a clean track record and 3 state departments to my portfolio is quite dangerous for the issues that have been occurring to be supported or facilitated against good practice. So the 2 representatives that associate themselves with the establishment of the Garda Síochána that unlawfully separated my child from me and that assisted unlawful detainment in mental health offences, and I, a mental health practitioner with fellowships and federations. I'm really concerned for people that are working contra the reality and that aren't telling the truth in the name of justice, if not in the name of democracy and of progress. Those people that are still stuck in the dirt of the behaviour and conduct that has contaminated and soiled the state and its reputation with bad wrongdoings. It's really serious that I'm still experiencing people suffering from mental illness in hate crime associated with mental illness, and those using my names are not permitted to use my name whatsoever in any agenda of defame or false reporting. So it's a sad sign of the times that the research and recovery that I have from over 20 years, since 2003, is being damaged by people that aren't equipped or qualified to do what's right, and are damaging justice again in this country. So in the best interest of everyone's safety, COVID-19 is about health, recovery, hygiene and safety, and unfortunately the conditions and circumstances I'm being presented with are quite challenging for me to comprehend in a modern world where I have been of humanitarian action, both in first and third world environments. So these issues are not safe for the young to be experiencing. The example of those that are setting that example are putting the reputation of their own credibility and creditworthiness at risk simply due to their defame of my good name since 2005. So the authorities are already aware of how their role has been offended, to say this mildly and kindly, as a consequence of crime being supported against my good name, due to people evading their debts and continuing in financial fraud, which also is an issue now for the ECB, IMF, and the World Bank, due to the wealth recovery that I've also initiated and the wealth that has been stolen that isn't safe, as I've said, for circulation. So the sooner that people are understanding the dangers of mental illness with hate crime and the issue and dangers of false reporting or using defame or not observing protection entitlements of people, adults, people telling stories, disrespecting credibility, competency, or quality of character with any dirt that isn't solid truth. then they are a liability to justice and the legal system, and all the judicial reform that I initiated, or has been initiated, excuse me, as a consequence of my experiences, strengths and hopes, and all the crime prevention I've been of. So the United Nations, this is getting a little bit dangerous. Any problems that are untended, and any problems or wrongdoings that are continued against a person such as myself, I'm awfully adamant against corruption, and there has been corruption cleaned up out of this community and county, but yet again it's still rearing the tactics and ploys of the usual old behaviors that aren't mentally healthy. So those that are associating themselves with any of my initiatives that have originated as a consequence of all my advocacy and practices and education in and out of the classroom that I've completed with people, those that are associating that bad behaviour, those wrongdoings, or that corrupt mentality with any more false reporting or wrongdoing, are doing themselves a disservice. It's really serious. So the 3 state departments that I've been affiliated with, that I have served, are also of importance to my experiences, strengths and hopes. Education is vital for all young people. So those that are assisting the problem and making the problem worse with more problems, and not displaying quality of character or any credibility in upholding ethics, values and morals, it's very simple. When you do something wrong, you fix it. And in this case, apparently, it seems the easiest option, if anyone would consider it such, is to continue making problems where they are very dangerous deaths and youth. So it's a sad sign of the times that all COVID-19 health and hygiene, safety and all mental health reforms that have originated from me are being damaged by people that have no quality, credibility, and that are of awful defame. That's quite dangerous, defaming my name. It's defame, and people's names, everyone's name. You don't defame people's names, but this is what's been happening. So those that think they have lawful care orders of my child, unfortunately, apart from the fact that I've been of state service for the 20 years that I've been practicing, be careful about not only royal protocol but also false reporting and illegally separating a child without a prior supervision care order. Those that have been coveting from my belongings at 18 Rock Street, breaking and entering that has been supported. Those that have been breaking and entering incidents, repeat offenders, those that are supposedly of the judiciary might be careful about compromising themselves with the law. The law has a funny way of treating individuals that play advocate to a cause that isn't exactly grounded in the truth. So unfortunately, justice isn't being served, and as long as the injustice I tolerate is being supported, then unfortunately COVID-19 and Brexit, the developments that I've instigated as a consequence of my experiences, are all being damaged simultaneously and similarly as well. So those that don't understand how this situation is, please be very careful about offending my good name and the deaths and dues that are awaited since this initiative of malice and childishness commenced against my good name, character and reputation in 2005. It's a sad sign of the time. I'm speaking from a sociological, anthropological perspective. I'm qualified in culture. So as an academic, this upload is for those that are studying social reform and social justice. And I hope they're learning a lot from these uploads, as amateur as they are. It's real, and they're still, I suppose, threatening society's success, working with very infactual, untruthful, distrustful information, making any developments that have arisen from the health issues that were being caused, the reforms that originated from those matters as of 2017, all those issues, they're all significant to my own personal experience, and those using my name or experiences in any developments without accrediting honestly and respectfully and courteously and without permission, are not actually publishing proper paperwork in the form of reform and legislation that they're taking credit for and monetising from. So unfortunately, the European Court of Human Rights, this is a sinister issue again. Yet again, Tralee, County Kerry in the southwest of Ireland is presenting problems that are contra democracy, contra anti-corruption, contra all the crime prevention that I have initiated that has saved people's health and wealth. That is being damaged in the name of disrespectful conduct that is not ever supported in any initiatives of humanitarianism that I personally am responsible, notably COVID-19 and Brexit, which are huge. So it's a sad sign of the times. Those that are praying themselves out of brown paper black bags might remind themselves of their former misconduct with faith before they start continuing praying for penance or forgiveness, misusing the faith practices that they have already damaged. It's quite serious. So the UN is getting an update. I want immediate contact with regard to my child that's legally missing from my care. Those people that are representing any unlawful care orders of my son in the name of any crimes against my nuptials in the Roman Catholic Church that are not subject to alteration without my permission or consent. Those people that are damaging and disrespecting the Roman Catholic Church and the role in my family and my son and family being disrespected with illegal actions, unlawful paperwork, that damages the credibility and success of all COVID and Brexit developments which have improved people's health and wealth. So the sooner people are able to be really smart and helpful and sensible, the safer children might be without any more ASBO conduct being conducted where there is not any forgivable reasoning to abduction of my child from my care on behalf of mental health frauds, assisting mental illness in hate crime culprits' agendas that are damaging the health that I have been instrumental in rescuing with crime prevention of fellowship and federation since 2003 in southwest Ireland. It's a sad sign of the times, and the more sinister and serious this gets without reparations that are overdue, then I dread to consider how Brexit and the movement of travel and COVID and mental health reform and health and hygiene will be yet again at risk with the usual situations occurring, offending any progress, development, success, or evolution. Evolution in society is quite important. So the sociologists out there, I hope you're hearing this loud and clear. We're regressing in backward motion to damage the free movement of travel. Freedom of travel that is after arising from my initiatives, and my child is still legally from my care. The Tusla Child and Family Agency do not have lawful paperwork, and the Ombudsman for Children are aware of this since 2017. So Coleman, Kelleher and Tobin, please don't be issuing paperwork regarding Tralee District Court. I'm not of common law, I'm Royal Protocol, and the issue is being brought to the attention of the Ombudsman for Children since 2017. And there is also the issue of whistleblower protection law that I'm of that has also been damaged. So please understand the upset and discomfort that your actions are causing my son and I and our family name, our family unit, our family faith. And please be careful about any exacerbatory crimes as it puts children and safety of developments in education and reform in a backward regression that isn't progress. So I hope those of social reform, social justice understand how I feel regarding those compromising all reforms that I've initiated from my experiences, strengths and hopes, and the crime prevention that's also been offended with more crime. It's a sad sign of the times.